Network.
All right, welcome to the Fourcast. For as of right now, it's the two-cast. Wilkes will be coming in here in just a minute. Dark is watching the Cowboys game, which is on right now. I told the fellas last week, look, I'm not about to give them my undivided attention. So the game is on in the background. If you see me looking to the right, that's because I'm just glancing over there. But we are back tonight. And also, I wanted to continue the Laurence Fishburne Month to make sure we finish it out strong. So tonight we are doing What's Love Got to Do with It, which everybody's probably seen this film. If you haven't, where have you been? You must have been sleeping under a rock. But this film is it's available on YouTube, Amazon, some other platforms. But I think it hit me a little bit different this time around watching it because you're reviewing it. But how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm loving this, man. Laurence Fishburne.
Man.
Yeah. Man, Laurence Fishburne is arguably one of the most underrated actors of his generation, at the worst.
I agree.
At the worst of his generation.
I agree. I mean, I don't think he gets a lot of the praise. And so let's get into initial thoughts. What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner's basically somewhat biography, Tina and Ike's somewhat biography, if you will. But it really, like I said, it hit different watching it this time around, even though I've seen this film numerous times. But let's kind of get into initial thoughts. It's been out for a minute, but give me your initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts is I remember watching this. Well, like you said, it's different when you're watching it to have a conversation about it versus watching it to enjoy the movie.
Right.
And when I checked it out this time, it was kind of weird because I'm an internet nerd. I'm a nerd, period. So I've been listening to Joe Brown. I've listened to my aunts, and the story. I don't know who to believe. We'll never know. Right. The truth will never come out.
Yeah.
We'll never know the actual truth. But
right.
What I will say is this: the older people, the people who raised me, they enjoyed the movie, but they keep saying, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, like they was reaching a little bit.
Yeah. And you don't ever want to dismiss somebody who's getting physically abused. You never want to go, hey man, you lying, because that's disrespectful to the human being. But even when I initially saw it, I said, come on, Tina, this is the sex, drug, and rock and roll era, and you telling me you ain't getting no drugs?
Yeah. Which she was. I mean, you can look it up. She was. Both of them were using.
Right, but she painted a picture of an angel.
Ike. Yeah,
right. It was all about Ike, and that's the one thing I didn't like because she made him. I mean, beating up on your woman, you a sucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You a sucker. But
yeah,
I will always say that I always look at this as the women say with the side eye. Because I'm like, come on, Tina, you might be engaging in a bit of hyperbole because you just clean and Ike was just a heathen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the way it was painted. But she, she had her part in it too. They both were using drugs. You can look it up. He has that. Let me give a couple shout outs here before we go too far. Fourcast said, hey, two-cast. If you're a Facebook user, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. We can see who you are. I think that's probably Theodore.
Yeah.
Normally that's her. We got
Yeah,
Rucker
yeah,
Park
yeah.
in the building.
Hey,
We got
Tiki in the building.
Latanya. Yeah, man, this
What's the House
help
Warrior? Anthony.
in the building. We got April Showers in the building. Thank you for tuning in. I love me some Joe Brown. I believe him about Tina. And
Yeah.
we're going to talk about that because I did see that clip. And then we got Knox in the building. Bishop.
No, that's Anthony,
What?
man.
What? Bishop Brian Slim Ball. Maybe that was
Slime ball.
Yeah,
Slime
you
ball.
just did spell it right, but I got you. I figured it was you. But yeah, that was a story that a clip that came out where it was saying Joe Brown was like, yeah, Ike was in the community. Ike was helping the people out. He was, which I don't doubt that he was doing that. And everybody has. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody has we're all multifaceted. So yeah, he could be. That's why you got drug dealers giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving. They still selling drugs. It's not as if they don't do.
Just wicked. Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was this film was put for Ike to look the absolute worst, which he did.
Yeah, he looked
He
horrible.
looked like a straight a-hole.
Yeah.
Almost the entire film. But for me, this hit different because obviously there was funny moments, which I think it was more so funny because of Laurence Fishburne. Just his voice and his delivery to me, and I got a clip that we can play later, but to me, it made me think that abuse is harder to get out of than people think.
Man, I think it's close to impossible, man, because if it's just like anything else, man. When you're afraid, it's hard to make a move. You know what I mean? Fear will paralyze you. Fear is one of the greatest deterrents
Controllers,
it will control you wickedly, man. So I don't disagree with you, man. You talking about somebody beating on you, and then let's just see. That's why I always try to look at things from the perspective of the victim as well, or from the time. Everybody want to look at stuff. See, just like fools be. If I was a slave, you'd got beat to death, or you'd have picked that cotton, or you'd have picked that tobacco, or you'd have did what they asked you.
Or you would have been killed.
Right. Ain't no man. Yeah. You might have been a runaway, an attempted runaway.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that. I ain't gonna just call you a sucker, and you ain't no sucker if you stay there. Because you don't know their circumstances. So when people, I'd have killed him in his sleep. Man, you don't know what you would have done, man. I mean,
until you're in that situation,
right.
You don't know. And I think the bigger thing is she literally had nothing. When she came and when she met him, I believe she was 17. She was 16 and Ike was in his mid-20s, but she didn't have anything. And he was like, yeah, you can stay in there. I'm gonna basically control all the money. So then when she tried to leave, I don't know how she got that bus ticket because that was a point in the movie which I don't know if that was 100% accurate because I couldn't find.
Did y'all say that was somewhere near y'all, and the guy still lived there?
Yeah. So that hotel, that is still in Dallas. The Lorenzo Hotel, I think the name has changed, but that still is a hotel in Dallas, and a guy I believe does still work there. Maybe at the Marriott, which is where she ran over to. But yeah.
And then look at it this way, man. We have delusional elders in some of these cases. Like her mother, she was tired of being broke. So you're gonna sacrifice your child.
Yeah, you the cash cow.
Yeah. I'm tired of being in this situation. So, I'm not trying to cast any aspersions against Sister Tina, God rest her soul, but I just don't like the way it was so one-sided, and she was painted as this angel and he was just painted as the pure devil, which what he was doing was devilish. It was wicked. It was horrible, but
and I wonder Tina's support system. She really just had that friend that was in the band And she was like, "Look, you can leave whenever you want. You know, I got a bed for you over here." But it was really nobody else saying that.
And then, okay, you
And I mean, it's
leave,
the film. We don't know in real life.
and then let's not forget how powerful. Look, man, why don't we gonna have to look at the entire world at that time?
Yeah.
Women couldn't get a checking account or a credit card until a year after I was born, which is 1971.
Wow.
So how you gonna tell me I could just get up and
I
leave?
can just get up and leave. Yeah.
Come on, man.
And you know, when she got on the bus with the kids, all he had to do was call the mom, and the mom was like, it looked like she was trying to avoid it, but she was gonna give in because she knew, like, if they end up splitting up, that's gonna mess up my money. And the
Yeah.
funny part about it, Jennifer Lewis, another great actor. I don't think she gets a lot of the props and respect that she should, but her and Tina are like, Angela Bassett and Jennifer Lewis are like 1 year apart.
Yeah, they
So
like the same age.
interesting casting where she played the mom, and they're really about the same age. But Jennifer Lewis has played a lot of those types of roles, so I think it was kind of fitting for her. But I think that goes to, you want to live through your kids. Sometimes you want to give your kids the stuff you don't have, but to pimp your kids is a whole nother story. That's when you know they're in some form of danger, and you just like, well, just let him do it. You know, he just a man.
And that goes to, I don't know if you've been watching those reels that I've been posting with Dr. Joyce DeGruy, post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Yeah.
And she's saying that we are living the trauma that our grandparents experienced. Right. So when you hear Dr. DeGruy's premise, and then you see Tina Turner's mother,
right?
You can't help but and then, man, again, man, look, you're a woman in 1960 whatever to 1970 whatever or 80 whatever. You already a third class citizen because you black.
You black, yeah.
You a second class citizen allegedly because you black, and then you a third class citizen because you a black woman, and then you got this dude treating you like you less than because he got issues with his own personal thing going on.
Yeah.
So when people get to talking that nonsense, what they would have done, you'd have got socked up too, more than likely. It's easy to,
she didn't run to. Yeah, who you gonna run to when you really? I mean, she didn't have the lady, her friend. I'm see her pull up her name here in a minute, but you didn't really have her until
Regina Bell's character. Regina Bell's character.
Yeah. Vanessa Bell Calloway.
Regina Bell. Vanessa Dale Calloway.
Yeah. But you didn't really have her support necessarily till you was already deep in it.
Right. And then, and see, this is why, even though she aided in this movie, it's just, come on, man, just tell the truth, Sister Bullock, because that's your real name.
Right, that's your real name. Yeah.
And just tell the truth, because look, if you, even back then, I can't, that would have been ignorant for me to say that, because I was an adult then, but I can't tell you what was going on in your life right then. But when you telling this story, if you go ahead and keep it real, we don't not like Ray. We found out Ray was a womanizing heroin addict.
Yeah.
We don't.
I didn't know that
Ray anymore.
Right.
But that was a different time. We talk about the 90s. So I'm not gonna judge Sister Tina or Anime or whatever you want to be called, Sister Turner. I ain't gonna judge her, but I just wish, I truly believe, I wish she would have been in my opinion, a little more authentic, because I don't know about nobody else, but if somebody whooping on me like she's saying my man was whooping on her, I'd have been getting high.
Yeah.
I'd have been trying to hide some type of way, man. I mean, especially with what I know about the mental effects that drugs have on you. Like, I got a homeboy, he used to be addicted to heroin. His name is Chris. And Chris told me, man, he said, man, heroin get your mind in such a state that you see your mother get hit by a bus and it wouldn't affect you emotionally. So if you got somebody stomping on your head like that, man, I would have been high behind some drugs, and it would have been understandable, man.
Yeah. And there was a moment where she took all that volume,
Mm-hmm.
which she was definitely trying to cope with it. People cope with
Mm-hmm.
it, different
Different
ways.
ways,
But
right?
especially in that era, how many groups have we seen documentaries when they say, "Hey, somebody come up to them and say, yeah, just take a little bit of this, it'll take the edge off. It'll calm you down a little bit." And then it
Mm-hmm.
just becomes a full-fledged addiction, and then it's hard to even to break it. And then you almost start making better music. I mean, some artists were making better music when they was on it. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she was definitely a part of it. She obviously was a victim. And then I mean, she was taking care of her kid and
It's
his kids. And that relationship, that was I don't remember that part in the film until I watched it again.
Mhm.
Lorraine, who was his ex-wife, which I tried to look it up. They said there's no record of where she is or what she's doing right now or anything. But
Mhm.
um, that goes to the fact of when you hurt somebody, they're gonna feel it and react in a different way. She was really about to shoot Tina. So
And see, and then look, and just think about it. If you gonna judge somebody, you know, people would judge her. And in this world, I believe that we live in today, we would judge her. Why would she be upset with Tina? Because she's psychologically damaged,
yeah,
emotionally damaged.
yeah.
Even though you're
She
getting this
hurt.
abuse, right?
Right.
Now my meal ticket is gone. You done taken away, even though it's a relief. But again, you don't, man, we don't know. I don't know what it's like to get abused.
Yeah.
I lived a pretty cushy life, my life. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no pristine life, but my mother was such a great person that she hid the struggle from us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I often think about the mental anguish that my mother have potentially went through, being a teenage mom in a judgmental world. It got to be tough, man, to be a woman in
Yeah.
these times. And then on top of it, that this skin don't help none of that. You
Nah,
know what I
nah,
mean?
nah, nah. And people expect, well, and what's up, Mayhem?
Hey,
In the
how's it going?
building? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm beating
Uh,
hoes tonight, so we on it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. I'm sorry.
let me give a shout out real quick before I go to my next point. Anna, thank you for tuning in. She said Cowboys lead 10-7 at halftime.
Yep, I saw that.
I
Come on,
told
man, hang in there, baby.
hey, the TV over here. I'm a glance from a time to a time.
Heavy
This
dose of
sounds like a
talent
good
tonight,
film.
homie.
This film, it is good, but it was honestly not as funny as I thought it was
The
because I was
second
looking
time,
at it.
yeah.
Yeah, you looking at it like, dang.
Yeah.
But it was all Laurence Fishburne's voice, man. His delivery in this is what made it. Shout out to my parents. I'm not sure if that's my dad or mom. What's up, family? Seems like most R&B artists were getting high back then. Oh, that's my
Absolutely.
pops. Yeah, I mean, and we were talking about that, and
Yeah.
Wilkes, you can give me your thoughts, but they were doing that to get the edge off. It was a lot of pressure. Obviously, A$AP said it. You black,
man.
you an artist, you a female, you're in a band. You got to pay people.
Right.
I mean, now money wasn't as I mean, the money was
Actually, it
probably
was as lucrative as it is now for that time.
For that
that
time.
time, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, I listen to a lot of
What,
jazz,
Mike?
and I'm talking about jazz where
My
it's
nephew.
Sonny Rollins, it's Charlie Bird Parker, Thelonious Monk. I mean, a lot of those artists are heroin addiction, cocaine addiction, right?
Coltrane.
Not even Coltrane, and also things that were unspoken about. I mean, they had mental situations.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that drug was, hey, this is what I'm dealing with quietly. Yeah, this is how I'm able to perform. I need this. So I mean, a lot of jazz artists suffered from just being bipolar and just caught up in that circuit. I mean, that's just what it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you went back to Duke Ellington and what's it, Dizzy Gillespie and all, I'm pretty sure it was just Miles. Oh, absolutely, to take the edge off. They're gonna tell you, oh, I need something to take the edge off.
Yeah.
Or I play my best when I'm on something.
But I'm on something. Yeah.
I think it was Steven Tyler actually. I think said one time he's like, "Oh man, we don't remember half those nights."
Hey, Parliament, man.
Oh, in Parliament.
And my dad can attest to that, man. The stuff that they was on, they were. I mean,
excuse me, what a Cosmic Slop. I mean, that album right there alone. I was like,
hey, do y'all watch Drink Champs?
I catch it every now. I don't watch it, but I catch trailers.
George Clinton was on Drink Champs and explained everybody's favorite Parliament song is a mistake.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Atomic Dog.
Yeah.
They were so high they made a mistake and played the music backward, and he started just talking.
Hey, let me tell you,
it's a mistake.
Just like with the Beatles in the 70s, I know if you don't listen to the Beatles, but if you listen to that Sgt. Pepper
and that Yellow Submarine
album, sir, you can't tell me they not on something.
If they wasn't on drugs, they should have been.
You're right. Oh, and Pink Floyd? Don't get me started on Pink Floyd. What? Oh my gosh.
The Doors. The Doors' favorite song is literally telling you we getting high. Break on through to the other side.
Come, man, he take acid sheet to the tongue, man. He on it.
Riders of the Storm.
Right. I mean, come on, man.
And then if we go to a little bit further current, Whitney, the record label, whoever, was like, we gotta get.
I still blame Bobby though. I still blame Bobby. Damn, Bobby.
Hey, we gotta get her this so she can get through.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you need it. Hey, you need that. Like they say, you need that bump. I mean, I ain't judging. I mean,
So she meets Ike, and I think this is like abuser, manipulator 101. You wine and dine her, make her feel like she's special. And this was probably her first boyfriend, more than likely. So what better way than buy her stuff, make her feel special, even though in the back of her mind she wasn't thinking it was there other women. She didn't really know. She was so naive. Like that's that almost predator aspect of him, is that he knew you too young to really know what's going on. So I'm just gonna bring you in and I'm gonna
take you under my wing.
Right, exactly. Your mama fine, just go ahead and sleep in the room. Like, he never called her mama.
Right. Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite sure it's a lot of these celebrities.
Everybody at the concert was high back then.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
I remember being younger and hearing my aunts and my parents, my mom and her sister, everybody talk about how when Rick James got high on stage.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that conversation.
I remember that he was getting arrested for singing Mary Jane.
Yep. Yeah. I remember that. That.
Rick was on a whole nother level, man.
Oh yeah,
he was bitching.
Hey, go back and watch that review too. Hey, that review put up some numbers. So go back. And watch
I have to say, I learned a lot more about Rick James when we did that, because I didn't know much. I mean, even in Parliament said he's pretty much kind of ushered in that funk period. Which you kind of look back and like, man, George Clinton, they saying that? Like what?
Man, but see, that was that's why I was disappointed when I watched this time, because you made yourself look like the goody two shoes. But then again, that could have just been Hollywood, simply because Dame Mayfield Spector looked like a murderer.
Yeah, I was like, ain't that the murderer?
I was gonna say, I was like, that dude, he the murderer, ain't he?
Yeah, they made him look almost like the savior. Like he came in and saved him.
In between killing women, I saved Tina Turner.
Right. Great white hope arrives again. I'm here to rescue you. Yeah. But it was like, you want to do Man, Laurence Fishburne's delivery in this.
Man.
You want to do a new album with her?
Classic.
Okay, come on in my office.
Yeah, classic.
And yeah, classic. But all right, so they end up going on tour. Lorraine ended up shooting herself. I actually looked that up. That was a real situation. I thought she killed herself. The way it went down, but
yeah,
I think that was so much pain. You don't really know. She didn't know what to do. She looked distraught. She looked like her life was over.
Yeah, like it was at the end. Yeah.
But again, we going back to the 70s. We talking about a time in which women, you know what
they had to depend on their
and what I noticed as I watch since we've been doing this, what I've noticed is, and I know people gonna think, oh, there's age rap at it again, but it made me realize how close to slavery we really are. 100 years is not a long time. But just think about it like this: the country is 147 years old, and we've been out of bondage 160 years.
Right.
Yeah, it's not that long ago.
It's not that long, man.
Yeah.
And like, especially if you're my age or even just a little older, you have literally talked, like my mother talked to someone who was probably enslaved.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it's just like today, to your point. I mean, we've got relatives that lived and grew up through the civil rights period.
Right.
I mean, we got relatives that have lived through the assassinations of Kennedy and Malcolm X.
Yeah, Martin.
And Martin.
How about this? Uncle Red, he just died at 100. If y'all don't know who Uncle Red is one of the 3 living survivors from the Tulsa massacre. He just died last week at 100.
Oh yeah, because didn't another lady before him, like she was 102 or something.
She's still alive at 109.
Oh,
She'd be 110 next week.
That's right. She's still alive. That's what it is. Wow. Man, it's crazy.
2 people. It was 3 of them. Uncle Red, he just died.
But let that soak in. You just said the country was just 100. We're just 100 years plus removed from slavery. She's 109.
She's 109.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
So while we be saying this is long, so you still got people suffering mentally. Right. So people like Tina Turner, she was raised by people who were raised partially by enslaved people.
Right.
So you want to tell this person, hey man, you need to get up and do something with yourself. Nah, man.
Yeah. And I think too, one thing I think they could have touched on was Ike had some trauma, Ike had issues, but they didn't really give a backstory. It was just like this nigga stepped on the scene and just started hitting people.
Right.
It wasn't like he didn't just all of a sudden either his dad did it, and it was kind of he seen it and he was like, well, that's how we deal with women.
This is the way it should be done.
They never really tapped into that, which I think that was more so like, how do we deliver this film in the most theatrical way? And that's exactly what they did.
Like we in the review and movie business. All we have to do is go back to my number. How many times we didn't watch a black and white movie with a dude that, what do you say, Charlotte?
Yeah. Right. Come on, man. Excuse me, James Cagney and Gangsta.
Was smacking him in every movie, man. It was cool.
Man, James Cagney slapping him around with no problem. Like, hey, chill, James, chill, man. Hey,
come on, man.
Hollywood ain't got
no 0 to 100. Like it ain't no conversation.
Excuse me, honeymooners.
Right.
To the moon. Plus his wife in the mouth weekly.
To the moon.
Like, man.
Come on, Jackie Gleason. Come on, man. What you doing?
There was no conversation. There was no let's talk things out.
Yeah, he said one of these days, Alice. Wow.
I'm an open hand.
Man.
Slap you.
Come on, man.
And then I'm gonna tell you what you gonna get
up. Will Smith me out here, man? I mean, what you doing, man?
Oh, Will.
Then
Hey,
again,
that's
I
a
don't know.
whole. Hey, that's a whole. That's a. Hey, we need a 30 for 30 situation on that. Come on, Will and Jada. We need a.
You know what? I'm gonna watch the football game that week. If we ever talk about that mess,
nah.
I'm watching the football.
Hey, that's still popping on my time.
I'm off that night, man. I'm off that night, man.
Yeah, I don't ever want to talk about that, man.
I'm over them too, man. Just make the next Bad Boys. We good, man. Come on.
Yeah. Go ahead and make that next Bad Boys, Will. You know, I'm gonna go watch it. You know, that's what
get Martin in the gym with you too, man. We don't need Martin stroking out, man, on the next Bad Boys.
No, man. I was watching The Breakfast Club. Martin had a back injury. That's why he had.
That's why he had a back injury. Big Illy in the building. Jody and Yvette. Oh, that may be people in the
from Baby Boy.
Baby Boy. Okay. You gonna fix me a sandwich?
Right. And that's the I mean, we've seen in different films, we've probably seen it in our lives, that when the abuser abuses, the next thing is, all right, let's make it up. So he would buy her gifts. He would do really whatever it took. And you only need that little bit of space. She don't have a lot to get away.
Here was the interesting thing about this movie. They didn't, and I didn't realize this. So I watched it a second. Well, it was not second. That's probably my third, fourth time. But watching it again, when one of her backup singers was even saying, "Did it happen again?"
Yeah.
Right.
Like, they didn't even show when he started.
They didn't show that. Yeah, that's the part too. I'm like,
how long it been going on?
Yeah, how long has it been going on? I think they failed at that, because I mean, you got to give some type of. You can't just all of a sudden it happened and you're like, is this? We know this been happening, right? You put it in the film, so we didn't know.
Because even when they were eating the cake in the restaurant, she was like, "You gonna keep letting him pound on you?"
Right.
And then it was, and even before that point, she had made a comment like, "Oh, he did it again." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah." Man. We know, Tina. You can't put the makeup on. You can't keep doing it.
Yeah, you can only do so much makeup.
This is a good comment right here. Black men took their frustrations of dealing with racism and our society out on their women.
Absolutely.
Because
matter of fact,
you can't take it out on the man at your job.
Didn't we just watch something that said that? I thought we literally
on my reel. You liked it on my reel.
Okay, maybe okay. I was gonna say I just literally just watched something like
James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni.
Yeah. I think it was in a film or something that we watched.
Yeah, and also, and here's the funny thing about that. I guess it's not really funny, but here's the ironic thing about it. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger said his dad, coming back from the war losing, was taking it out on the men were in Austria were taking it out on their wives and kids because they had lost the war. They up there slapping the kids around and the wife around. I mean, you just taking your frustrations out on just whoever.
When you don't have an outlet,
right?
And your house is the place where you take it out on, and that's not right. But I think that goes into being able to talk through your issues. I mean, sometimes you got to talk it out. I mean, you may not.
Man, they ain't trying to talk it out. Like, get in the car.
It wasn't no talking it out, man. Yeah.
That's why God made brothers and uncles, though.
What's that? What'd you say?
That's why God made brothers and uncles.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, like I said, I didn't grow up during that time, but we literally had the honeymooners. That was my example of, like, you're laughing at this, but Jackie Gleason is for to punch this lady.
Right. Right. And that was a TV show that was on for years.
Actually, it wasn't on that many years, man.
It wasn't on that long. I only had like 2 seasons.
36 episodes.
It only had like 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It just reruns. That's all.
They just kept playing the reruns.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. It was just like, but now you show that today, we got problems.
Yeah. I mean, it's a problem when they take Underdog off TV because they say he's using drugs.
Right. Yeah, Underdog. Come on, man. Now
Underdog and Popeye.
And Popeye. Yeah. He's juicing out here, baby.
Yeah. They say that man.
He's using performance enhancers.
Yeah, he juicing out here, baby. Get that spinach juice, baby. Come on, man. Juicing out here.
That's cartoon, man.
It's ridiculous, man.
Weekly. Bang zoom.
Right. To the moon, Alice. To the moon.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, Jackie. Don't do that, man.
Come on. Don't do it to her. Don't do it to her.
Not like that, Jackie. Not like that, man.
Yeah. So they end up hooking up. They end up having sex, and it was and when the way they pictured it, he basically was just playing on her emotions. Like, look, yeah, Lorraine fine.
Oh yeah,
she could be all right, but I'm a little sad. Like, you ain't sad.
Like, stop! I can't leave her alone. You can't leave me alone here tonight. Come on, hey, calm down. Like, hey,
man, that dude was a great actor. Ike was a great actor in real life, and Laurence Fishburne did a great job of displaying him.
Yeah.
What's up, jungle brother?
What's up, Warren?
with the New York Giants, Abby. And good luck.
Change it to the midgets.
Good luck.
Ah, man, how's that going?
Yeah. And a shout out to Shaw McBride, who played Frost. I don't know, was he a member of the band or was he a manager? It seemed like he was kind of like a manager.
Hey, real quick, the are you talking about the same? Was that the same guy that was in Hulu?
Hulu, yeah. I was his cousin in Hulu.
Like the same, I was like the same dude.
They just in the credits. In the credits, it just says Shy. So
yeah, it says Shy in the credits. Yeah.
Maybe he didn't go by. He didn't have McBride in there.
Yeah.
Till he got older. But she ended up having a baby, and like I come in there like, look, hey, we got stuff to do now. Like we got to go on the floor. Like I need you to get out of the bed.
Come on, man.
This dude, man, and they just had to, which I don't know if it was that soon or not, or was that more theatrical. Yeah. They went to Tijuana like right after the baby and got married, which they said allegedly they weren't actually married because he was still married to somebody else during that time. So I don't know how fact or true that is. What he said? He Jungle said, BSC, take your hat off when you say you're Giants.
Take that. Put some respect on my name, man.
Put some respect.
Yeah.
But they end up playing after Apollo. I appreciated that. Apollo is definitely during that era.
Oh, absolutely.
Any movie with music and black artists, you had to put the Apollo in there.
I'm on it, boy, with that music.
Yeah,
I know.
Really on it. Which, by the way, I have to say, I have to listen to the original score for this movie because Stanley Clarke was original music. I'm like,
really?
It's Tina Turner. Yeah, when it was coming on and she was walking down the road, the young Tina.
Yeah.
And it said Stanley Clarke, and I'm like, what did Stanley Clarke do? I'm like, well, Stanley Clarke, the bass player? Like, I don't know what original music that he did, but
okay, I wasn't gonna keep this under my hat, but my aunt Ernestine, she said Tina had a baby back. Why you just didn't eat the cake, Ann?
What?
Yeah. You look it up. She had another kid.
Oh, yes.
Man. Now they made it seem like it was before kid with Ike.
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't put
that when she was 9.
Because even before she passed, I don't know if she had that relationship with that child. Because if you look at her documentary, I think it's on HBO Max.
It's HBO Max.
She talks about it's not a close relationship, but she did have a son before that, though. So,
yeah. And they completely skipped over that.
Yeah.
But they did show she was pregnant like a second time. Yes. But they didn't really say they didn't go too far.
They didn't really go into it. Yeah.
So they did a little skipping around on the story, which you go do that when you got these. Yeah. They're not gonna. You got to watch like A-Trap. You got to watch a documentary that's gonna really tell it. Right. The details probably that you want to know.
Yeah.
I watched the Tina doc because I was kind of
it's pretty good actually. I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, it was informative to me. I mean, some things I had already knew. And it's kind of funny because anytime Tina Turner came up in our household, my grandmother always said, that woman ain't 67, man. That woman been 67 for 10 years, man. My grandma would always blast Tina Turner, because she would never really tell her age. And my grandma was like, man, that lady ain't 67, man. It's like,
Angela Bassett was a perfect role, though.
That's the kind of role my aunt takes with Tina. She don't really have a lot nice to say about Tina Turner.
Yeah, man, Tina be trying to pull the wool over your eyes, man.
Yeah.
Tina, cut it out, man. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, even when Tina passed, I mean, I just like my first mind was like, oh, somebody check on Angela Bassett. Because honestly, in a way, she pretty much, I mean, that was the embodiment of Tina Turner. I mean, that was my first, and I didn't know Angela Bassett before that. So it was kind of like, she is Tina.
I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I didn't know her either.
I didn't know her before this movie. Never heard of that woman before this movie. So it was just kind of like, you know, to me, it was like, man, that was an honor to probably play Tina Turner's life. So, you know, hey, check on Angela Bassett, make sure she's good, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So 1993, What's Love Got to Do with It? She was also in Malcolm X, which was 1992. And she was in Boys in the Hood, 1991. Yeah, she was Betty.
And everybody mama or everybody wife.
Right.
Tina Turner. She'd have been Malcolm X wife. Yep. Biggie mama. Michael Jackson mama.
Yeah.
Oh, right. She was Michael Jackson.
Pretty much. And she on that phone. And she on that phone, Joe. She hear you, Joe.
Right. And she had that limp too, man. She was.
Yeah. So was she in Boys in the Hood before What's Love Got to Do with It? Because her and Laurence Fishburne, they reunited.
Yep. She was in Boys in the Hood. That was 1991.
But see, the funny thing is, like when I watched Boys in the Hood, it wasn't in 91. So my first introduction to Tina, Angela was in What's Love Got to Do with It. But I didn't correlate at that time. I wasn't putting those.
Yeah, we didn't. I think we were probably too young to.
Yeah, I wouldn't put those years together. Yeah,
I went to see a screening. No, he never heard of Angela.
Yeah. I meant Angela. Trust me. Oh, I know Tina. Trust me.
Yeah. Now another interesting part of this I looked up. When she broke from Ike, she did that concert, and then she ended up finding an Australian guy.
Right.
She ended up going to South Africa doing apartheid. I don't know if you knew that. Y'all knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
And so that was like a controversial
tour, obviously, big deal.
During that time, she didn't really realize.
They were
kind of warring at the time.
Yeah.
Hey, that's when they had that song, I Ain't Gonna Do Sun City and all that.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, they were prosecuting us. I mean, she went over there basically.
At that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you for tuning in. She said, okay, laugh out loud. Yeah. So the scene when I'm assuming that was when Rain pulls up and she like, yeah, you need to take your kids. You want to be a family man now, you take your kids. And Laurence Fishburne as Ike come out there.
What I'm gonna do with 2 more kids
now? What I'm gonna do with this? I got stuff to do.
Man, look, man, Lawrence, man. I have Lawrence, man. Laurence Fishburne did his thing, man. I was like, what? What am I doing with 2 more kids, Lorraine? What am I doing with 2 more kids?
That joke of that, man. With 2 more kids. Great. Like he didn't have no role in making them kids.
Right, exactly. Right. Why you pulling up on my property?
I'm writing these songs.
Right. This is my job right here.
I
ain't giving you no money anyway, but you ain't got to drop them off like that. Man, that whole delivery, man, was just classic. So I was wondering, when did the abuse start? Because they didn't really. I couldn't find
maybe before they moved. Maybe before they moved to Hollywood.
Maybe.
It would have. They gave you the impression that he started stumping out when he started getting high.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And it may have been before that, though. I mean.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean,
who really knows? I mean, because like I said, even when the back of her friend was like, "Oh, you gonna let him keep pounding on you, or he doing it again?" It was like, okay, they didn't really show what led up to that. I mean,
right.
You know, it's kind of like
Bill Calloway was like, "You ain't gonna hit me but one time."
Yeah.
When he was saying it over, he was about to hit her again. He was about to stomp her out.
He's like, you only get one.
You only get one. And right in the diner. And speaking of that, let's get to that clip real quick. Eat the cake anime.
You are now tuned to
that clip.
Classic.
Come on, Ike.
What's the matter, baby?
You high. You embarrassing.
Oh, come on now. Don't be my See that white man asked her to open the mouth. She sing all goddamn day long. I asked, you ain't gonna say nothing now. Come on now, I'm asking you nice.
And I'm saying no nice.
You know
Ike,
you
come
want some of
on.
this cake. Come on, eat some cake. Eat some cake, yeah. Oh, see, you done lost your motherfucking mind.
Leave her alone, Ike.
Sonny, come on. Come on, bitch, get up. Huh? Come on, get up.
Fuck you, Ike.
Not what?
Come on. Fuck you, Ike. I'm out of here. You ain't got to hit me but once. Jackie, it's all right. It's not all right to let some motherfucker pound on you. If you had any sense, you get out of here too.
You have me. Get the fuck out of here.
Kiss my ass. You a dead woman if you stay here.
And don't let me catch you around my house either. Come on, sit down and eat some cake, Anna, man. Fuck y'all looking at? Oh, just mind your own goddamn business. Ain't somebody come in here and clean this shit up, please?
Oh, white man asking to open her mouth. She said all damn long.
Oh, man, that boy.
Man,
Hey,
he
that
gave it
boy
that Will
hilarious.
Smith.
If you'd have let it play another second, you'd heard old boy go, she just ate the cake, man.
You know,
Yeah,
he said,
yeah.
just go and eat it, man.
Eat the cake.
Come on, man. Just go ahead and eat it.
I can't honestly that scene right there. I can't imagine Laurence Fishburne and Angela Bassett. I can't imagine that was a serious moment between them. I feel like there was some boys in the hood lingering moment because even when she would like drop him off, when she would drop Trey off, he got something smart to say. So I can't imagine there's like some kind of
man. That whole scene and that's man. When I was in college, we used to say "eat the cake" anime. I mean that one line we still say that to this day.
Yeah.
When you got Martin and Tisha Campbell dressing up like Ike and Tina on Martin, and he talking about eat the cake. Come on, man. Stop. Yeah. And they going.
That shows you how cruel the world can be.
It is. This became a black household classic, and it's not really was not supposed to be that.
It's not supposed to be funny, but
Laurence Fishburne, man,
staple.
He played that role too well.
Somebody been sick, and you said, "If you get sick and die, I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, I wish I had a clip of that scene. She literally almost overdosed. Look, if you don't make it, I'm gonna kill you.
But the fact is that he even paused, and he was like, "If you don't make it, I'm gonna kill you myself." I was like, "Wait a minute, man!
She's unconscious."
Wait a minute! You pausing? Come on!
Like you gonna make sure don't nobody hear you threaten her life.
Come on!
Why she can't hear you anyway?
Right? Come on, Ike.
It's a whole nother level, man. Laurence Fishburne,
not like that, Morpheus. Not like that, man. Come on, Morpheus. Chill out, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Man. But yeah, that now, Shy, was that his girlfriend, the lady Vanessa Bell Calloway? I thought they were sitting next to each other.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I think it was.
He didn't even try. He didn't even try. He didn't even reach for her. He was like, "Well, you gone." So
he already knew what's up. Yeah, he already knew what's up, man.
Yeah, Ike had them things, man.
Yeah, Ike was putting them hands on. He's like, man, he gave her that Will Smith, man. You didn't see that Will Smith open hand? Like, what?
It was like this, man.
I mean, way back there. That man way back there, bro. I was like, come on, Ike.
Come on, Ike. But hey, he was true, man. He was true to himself, and she was gone. She didn't come back. But you got that other lady.
But I'm wondering now. He said you only have to hit me but once, but apparently he's threatened to hit her before because the way she said that.
Probably when she ain't sing something right, you ain't singing. I want you to now.
Absolutely.
Now get in there and sing it now.
And apparently he's been hitting on Anime quite a bit for her to say it's not okay for you to let him pound on you. So
right.
Yeah, it was just really crazy, man.
And then I mean that's. We were talking about before you came on how hard it is to leave an abusive relationship, especially in this situation where I doubt she had a bank account. I doubt she knew how much money. I mean, even she was like, how much money we got, or you do all the money, so you should be fine with it. But she was defending them after she just got smacked with some cake in the middle of the diner. And they had to put the white people in there like, oh no, those niggers doing that, fighting again. Nah, that's just Ike. And all of us.
Then, you know, like I said, not to mention he dressed like a low key superhero.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what.
Hey, that bowl cut he had.
Hey man, anybody that's beating somebody in some loafers and a pink outfit, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, looking like Dumb and Dumber with that.
Like
Elvis. Hair, man. Like you got the damn the monkeys, the beetles. I don't know what's going on. The animals. What's he doing?
You different, man. He was a different cat.
Like that psychedelic shit. I mean, what you doing, right?
Yeah. When he had the leopard, he had that pink leopard
that pink
outfit.
Tiger with the loafers on.
Yeah,
Man, hey, man, what you? Excuse me, Gulliver's Travel. What you doing, man? Like what
man,
wow, man.
Yeah, he out here, he fooling. That boy, he tripping, man.
It was a wild boy, man. It was a wild boy.
I mean, look at the party. Hey, we got a party for you. We threw a party for you when we came back. I mean, they throwing a. He come in and he throwing the whole party. we write some songs. We doing like, hey, come on, man.
You talking about when she got out of the hospital?
Yeah, because when she came home, he was like,
oh, they was having a party, but it wasn't for her.
It wasn't. When he talked.
Then it was like, hey, you know, I need you to get them boys, man. Get to their schoolwork and stuff. He's like, all right, Ike, man. I just walked in the door. I almost died. You said you was gonna kill me if I died. I came back.
Man.
You want me to?
I came back for this very moment, man.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to stop, man. But yeah, man, Ike, man, I can't even imagine what real beast he was, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, and
Tina took himself to a grave, man. That's all I know.
Yeah. And in the toughest times, how many artists have we seen in the toughest times they make the best music?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said that's what I'm saying.
I mean, look at the whole Jackson 5 and all of that, and I mean that was good music though.
Hey man, but according to Black Dynamite, it wasn't Ike. I mean, it wasn't Joe beating them. It was Michael.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It was Michael beating them.
If you watch Black Dynamite,
that's what they say. Michael was beating them all.
Michael was beating them all.
Michael was like 7.
Hey.
Yeah, Michael said, "Y'all got to get this dance right, man.
I get this down."
Michael told Joe on Black Dynamite to kill Tito.
Not kill Tito, man.
He told him to kill Tito, man. Kill Tito.
Hey, come on, Mike. Don't do that, Mike. Chill out, man. Mike, chill out, Mike.
Calm down, man.
You gotta chill out, man. MJ, you gotta chill out, man. Pump the brakes.
You don't see that one, man?
Nah, I ain't seen that.
You need to watch the live action, and then you need to watch the cartoon, man.
The cartoon.
I'm gonna have to watch.
You've never seen Black Dynamite?
You gotta. I don't think so. I don't think you've seen it.
Hey, I watch Black Collar.
See, the live action, they had it on Netflix, but I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. But then they got the cartoon, the animated. Man, you gotta watch
Black Dynamite. All right,
you gotta watch Black Dynamite.
Michael J. White, man. Michael J. White.
Black Dynamite is really 3 the hard way with one dude.
Yeah, and a little Jim Kelly.
A little Jim Kelly.
A little Jim Kelly. Come on, man.
You said it's on Netflix?
It used to be on Netflix. The live action. Netflix. They did it on Netflix. It may be still on there. I don't know. They may have moved.
Hey man, Black Dynamite might be the greatest black exploitation movie in the history of black exploitation.
Michael J. White. Man, come on, man.
Tommy Davidson in it too?
Tommy Davidson. Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch it. It looks like it's on a bunch of platforms. It's on Prime.
It may be on a lot of it may be on quite a bit.
It's on YouTube, Apple TV. So yeah,
I will watch.
I know if Tommy Davidson and Arsenio in it, I know it's
it's ridiculous.
Cream Corn was his name.
Cream Corn, yeah. I've been seeing clips of it. It's been over on social media. I didn't know where it was from.
Black Dynamite. It's like the new Boondock, man. You gotta watch.
Okay, that's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. It's on. You got to rent it on Apple TV.
Okay,
but if you can get it, you gotta check it out.
Hey, I might buy it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might buy it.
Black Dynamite, man.
Before we get back to this one scene in Black Dynamite, they are filming a movie inside of a movie, and dude hit him. He said, "You hit me, Mo." And they cut to a whole other scene.
They cut to all the scene. Yeah. Ah. Jeez.
Look, and then they purposely had the boom mics coming.
Yeah, in the way on purpose. Yeah.
On purpose.
Because they make it, trust me, when you watch the live, if you watch the live action, it's gonna look like trash, but that's the point. It's
That's
like
the point. Yeah.
It's the prequel to the greatest movie ever.
Right. You gotta, man, I'm telling you, man, you gotta
watch
it.
Pootie Tang? Yeah. That's what it's making me think of while y'all talking about it.
I'm telling you, man.
I wouldn't doubt it. There wouldn't be no Pootie reference. I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm telling you.
And Michael Jai White is the main.
Oh, absolutely.
Character.
Michael Jai White don't get no. Hey, he don't get no recognition, man.
And he did the whole joint. It's a Michael.
All his.
Yeah, it's originally his. Yeah, it's original. Yeah.
Hey.
That's why I say it's a little Jim Kelly kind of.
It's this one scene when him and Vanessa Williams walking down the street, and this little girl say, "What's your name?" And he say, "My name Black Dynamite." She say, "My daddy." My mama say my daddy named Black Dynamite. He say, "Girl, it's a bunch of men out here named Black Dynamite." There's a bunch of men named Black Dynamite. What you talking about?
Hey man, it seemed like a classic.
It's horrible, man, but it's wonderful at the same time.
Like I'm gonna get you sucker.
Hey, and it's this one thing when they had this Don Cornelius. But he was a mobster.
Yes, I remember that. Man. Yep.
It was Don Cornelius.
I've seen some clips of that one. I've seen some clips.
Man,
you gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch
it. Hey, man, my black card is in serious jeopardy. I'll tell y'all after the show what movie I have. I'll just tell y'all in the chat. Because if I said it out loud, we're gonna lose some viewers.
It's one of them. It's one of them type of films.
It's like that.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsor for this month.
Y'all see it?
Oh yes.
Wow. Hey, well, don't probably don't watch the new one, the new version. Probably need to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I heard they're redoing that one, ain't they?
Yeah, I thought it was already released.
Y'all just snitched on me.
No, I just said they redoing it. I ain't say nothing.
It ain't a whole lot of them they redoing.
Yeah.
No, they're trying to redo everything. That's like the name of it.
Really? Wow.
So,
man,
but I have seen Black Dynamite, so they count.
Yeah, but that's all. Yeah, that's all.
So it count.
They kind of balance it out.
And the cartoon. So.
Oh, yep, in the cartoon. That live action in that cartoon, but that live action, oh my gosh, man. If it's still on Netflix, you gotta watch that live action. It's gonna look like garbage, but you gotta. That's the point.
Yeah, hey, but that's
that 40-ounce scene in a diner.
Oh
man, I watched Menace to Society while drinking your juice in the hood. If I can watch that, I can watch. You can watch anything.
Oh no! This is way better than that.
Oh, trust me, Ben. Trust me.
Okay.
This is. I'm telling you, this is the father of Pootie.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't eventually make another.
Big Illy already told on you.
Y'all gave all the hints.
No, man, he already knew, man. He
know you, man. He know you.
It's only one other person that knows.
Yeah. That's all good. Honestly, I mean, I get it. I mean, I have to say, I've only watched it when it's on TV. I've never watched like an actual
Yeah, I don't think I've actually
VHS or DVD.
Yeah, nah.
I just watch it when it's on TV.
That joint long, Jay.
It's real long.
It is.
Shout out to Steven Spielberg.
I own it. That's the worst part.
You own
I
it?
have the DVD.
Oh wow. Yeah, no.
But that's a whole other level.
And I think it's on Netflix now. I think they just added it to Netflix. I think they did.
All right, let's take a quick break as we talk about Sheer Alternatives. It's 100% organic products for a healthy smile. It is Black-owned, veteran-owned products for bad breath, teeth whitening. And you can check out some of the products on sheeralternatives.com. These are a couple of products you can see that are the toothpaste. They also have mouthwash, and it's with all natural ingredients. Strengthens enamel, kills harmful bacteria, detoxifies below the gum line. I use it myself, so it is no gimmick. And like I said, it's 100% organic. You can scan this QR code right here or go to sheeralternatives.com if you're in the Dallas area or you come into the Dallas area, they're at the farmers market every Saturday and Sunday, or you can go to the website and get some of these products. All right. This graphic right here has been circulating on the internets.
Man,
But I don't know how long when it started popping back up.
It's a long
but
time.
that look, man.
Yeah. What'd you say?
That look. What'd you say? And that collar, that whole outfit, man. He was just
singing like I taught you. Singing like I taught you.
Like I taught you. And if you don't, I'm gonna come in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't make me come over there now.
Let me come over there now. Like, y'all gotta leave now. And make sure you take care of the girls. Make sure you get them some nice hair. I thought it started when they got those wigs. Was they didn't show her getting hit, but I thought it started at that point because he looked at her like, what the hell? What the hell's that on your head?
What the hell I just hear?
He looked disgusted. We were like, yeah, y'all can add it to the act though. Hey, man. Yeah, he didn't look too happy.
No, you can. That was one of those.
Which one of those dudes need to be stomped in their grave the most? James Brown or Ike?
Yeah. And when they interviewed him, he didn't lie. He was like, yeah, I hit her a couple times, you know. She was
I mean,
you gotta hit her up sometime, you know. Yeah. And the lady like, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey man, once I saw Ike in the interview, and he said something that my eyes almost bust through the screen.
Hey
man said, I only really hit her one time.
Ike was on it. Hey, that man said, I only hit that woman one time. Man.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing I ever heard about life.
Like, well, Ike, that's your story. Let's hear it.
Right, exactly. What's the real story?
What's like you grazed her a bunch of times?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
I didn't hit it with the fist. It was just open hand. You know, open hand is more like a handshake, you know?
Yeah, that boy Ike said, honestly, if we talking, it was only one time, really. I mean,
we keeping it real. It was just really one time.
Come on, Ike. I'm gonna need you to pull up.
I'm mad at Tina Turner cousins. They
pull up,
whooped Ike, man.
Pull up, man.
I mean, it seemed like she had no family but her mama, and her mama obviously was not looking out for her.
Her mama wasn't worth 1,000 cookies, man.
Oh, yeah. She already once she saw that money, that was it. That's all she was
like. Whoa, she was like, "Hey, what you do with all that money?"
Right. But the interesting thing it's funny because it reminded me of Hoodlum when she said, anime don't get no ideas. I'm the only sinner in this house. And then of course Laurence Fishburne character in Hoodlum said, I got a deal. Me and Guy got a deal. I don't go to his house.
He don't come to mine.
He don't come to my house. Yeah.
Yep. That sound like a line that could have been in either movie.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jennifer Lawrence character, she wouldn't hide nothing. She wasn't ashamed.
Nah. And I said this before you came on, Wilkes. They're like a year apart in age. Right. She was playing her mama, but really that could have been her sister. But they dressed her up well enough to make it. Yeah. With Jennifer Lawrence, she always playing somebody mama or grandma. The only person
Blackish.
Yeah. She was making it what it was a few episodes.
And once again, Laurence Fishburne reunited with Jennifer Lawrence on Blackish because that was like, dang, that was.
Now the only person that was missing from this film was Loretta Devine, but she wasn't.
Right.
Loretta Devine.
Or Viola Davis. She was.
Viola Davis.
Yeah, I don't know.
Loretta Devine runs before any of her lines.
Of course she does.
And she would have played the grandma, that was about to die, and they had to go visit her before she died. But she was young then, younger, I should say. She probably wasn't that young. All right, so let's go to
Loretta Devine. I'm gonna check it out. Go ahead, make your next statement.
Yeah. So the whole Dallas situation, and again, it was not supposed to be funny, but when they get out of the car and they walking into the hotel, they all beat up. Like, what are you looking at?
What are you looking at, man?
Give me the key, man. So I can get
that was pretty hilarious. Yeah, like don't touch me, man.
I mean, they basically looked like they was in a car accident.
Right.
And they just walk in there like, nah, we good. Just give me the key.
Nah, we good. It's normal.
I would have never guessed that.
She hit that nigga in them nuts, man. He went
out. He crumbled over.
Man, he wasn't playing no games.
Yeah, she was done at that point. And a lot of times in, I haven't been in one myself, but in abusive relationships, you hit that breaking point, which I think when she started doing the Buddhism, I think that was more kind of what gave her the confidence to be like, I don't have to deal with this. I really don't. So she was done at that point. There was no turning back. And that was the first time I would say she fought back. Before, she was scared, but she knew that, abuser, well, she afraid she's not gonna go nowhere. So I'm just keep doing this. And it was at one point, I think when they showed him first hitting her, he was like, "Oh, you can leave me now."
Right.
And that was his first thing he said to kind of gauge, like, are you relieved or not?
Yeah, because even before that, like you said, I mean, he was already talking about, these people I don't put on, and these people I don't help make it. You gonna leave me just like them too? I mean,
she should have been like,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I see why they left.
Yeah. I mean, even when Lorraine, even when she shot herself, he was like, "Oh, you can't be leaving me now. You can't be leaving." He was already playing that.
Yeah, he was already playing the cards.
I just looked up Loretta Devine. I didn't know she was 74 years old. Black don't crack, Jack.
Wow, me either.
74?
74? I did not know that either.
Wow. Make sure I read that right.
I didn't know that.
I was thinking like
74 years old.
Wow.
Hey, it goes something even doper. She's been married since she was 18 to the same cat.
What?
Oh, wow. He got me.
Is the guy is the guy an actor or?
I don't think his name is Glenn Marshall Tyler.
Oh, did not know that.
Dope, man.
Wow,
that's super dope, man.
News to me.
Hey, Black love, man. And she's still doing stuff. I mean, she's doing voiceovers and there's a cartoon that's on HBO Max. I think it's called Young Love. She's playing like she's doing a voiceover as the grandmother in that.
She still talks slow because she always talks slow.
Yeah. High pitch.
She got that voice. She just talks slow.
Right. Or she gonna play something where she getting ready to die.
Wasn't she on a different world or episode or something like that, or a guest? I thought she had a guest appearance on there.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, a lot of people started on a different world, so I would not be.
Hey, I mean, I know Crosby putting you on them sleeping pills, but Cosby also was putting you on. I mean,
yeah, he was putting people on a lot of people on.
I mean, because between Cosby Show and Different World, people were blowing up.
Yeah, I mean, that was their introduction to.
I know Bill Cosby out here just kind of doing his thing, but like, world, man.
I'm not even gonna touch that.
No, what? I'm just saying.
She was on a different world. Yes.
Was she on a different? Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, she was on
Stevie Rollins. She was on one.
It was just one episode, wasn't it?
Well, it said season 1, so she might have had a real.
I feel like she was like she was like the dean or something, like the dorm.
Maybe.
No, that's the lady from B Street you thinking of. She's from Chicago.
Okay.
Loretta Devine,
she the Oracle in Matrix.
She was in a different world. She was also in Rock. I don't remember that.
She was on Rock?
Yeah.
Loretta Devine?
Yeah, it says she was on a reoccurring cast in season 2.
I didn't know about that.
And she has been, if you look at her,
she's been busy for a minute.
List. She has been on, and she
still do what they call a working actor.
Yeah.
Like she never is the feature, but she's in everything. Like Samuel Jackson, but Samuel has exceeded it. But that's what they call a working actor.
Yeah. All right. So that hotel, the Lorenzo Hotel, which is still in Dallas.
It is.
I think it's still called the Lorenzo Hotel, right? Looks.
No, Lorenzo. It's still Lorenzo. It was a Ramada back then, but it's called Lorenzo now.
Oh, okay.
And they have a picture of Tina Turner in the lobby, and supposedly that man is still living. The one that she met.
You said that last week.
Yeah, when she ran to the guy that worked at the Ramada.
Yeah, because I think they interviewed him when she had passed. So I think he's still living. I think he's still there.
Wow.
I mean, and you think you run over there, they know who you are,
right?
But they could have been like, "Hey, if you ain't paying,
right,
too bad."
But you know what? That goes back to the beginning of the conversation, right before Wills got on. Wills might have been on during this part. the acceptance of abuse of women.
Yes.
It's normal. Like
Right.
you know what? It's almost like Drake the Mania. You know,
Right.
there's something wrong with you if you're a runaway slave.
Right.
You're a woman and you get mad because you're getting beat.
Right.
Man,
I mean, and honestly, I know it's a serious topic now, but just like I was joking about Bill Cosby, but Bill's not the only one that was drugging people though. I mean, let's be honest though. I mean, let's stop. I mean, it was just because maybe he got caught, maybe he didn't. I don't know, but the point is, he's not alone.
He didn't
invent this,
right? That's what I'm saying.
Because I mean, even as a kid in my lifetime, I heard about Spanish Fly, and I remember an interview with him and Larry King. Talking about Spanish Fly like it was Kool-Aid.
I remember that. I remember that comment. I remember that interview.
Spanish Fly in it. They like, and I'm like,
like
because
wink.
Because it was.
They wasn't even Ben. They wasn't winking.
Ben, you gotta watch.
They were just out talking about it.
Hey Ben, it was like, you know how like when usually when Doc on him and Wilkes get to talking about cooking.
Yeah,
that's how they were talking about
Spanish Fly.
Right. And I'm telling you, it's just one of those things where it's like that was unfortunately Bill just maybe he got caught slipping, but it was the times.
I mean, look at how little respect they had for women back then.
Man,
look, man. OJ, look, the fact that OJ was beating the hell out of a white woman, man.
Right. Okay.
Nobody. Yeah.
I mean, just like, but to H-Rap's point, even if you go back, like I said, like James Cagney.
They just smacking women, man.
Every movie he was slapping women around, and they were just okay with it.
It was normal.
They were lesser than.
Look, man, and I hate to keep bringing up brothers, but hey, man, Jim Brown allegedly whooped this chick so bad that she jumped out a window.
Man, come
on, Jim Brown.
I can believe it.
Jim Brown, man.
Because
he allegedly was putting them on this one lady.
Hey, man.
And she jumped out the window.
It was just
and they took her back to Jim, man.
They took her back.
I can't say this out loud. I can't say this on air. Please, hey, Wilk, I know if you're busy, I want you to hear this story. I got a real live situation with Jim Brown, and I'm talking about in the 90s, Jack.
I'm believing. I'm with you. Trust me. I'm with you.
I believe him.
The destruction of women during this period I would, it ain't that great being a woman. Nah, you can't get no money, you
right. You can't get equal pay. I mean, I'm still fighting,
Right. But man, I would want to be a woman at no point. The way that you're just looking at history,
even the way those movies from the 20s and 30s, even the way they displayed a man slapping her on her ass, even that came off wrong. It's like
it was
damn,
still disrespect.
It's like and then the whole even like the whole acceptance, acceptance.
Right.
Of the abuse, the acceptance of drugging someone.
Because here's the thing: when I see something like the '60s, and let's say, for example, it's come up, but they've hushed it really quick. So Martin Luther King comes up. Mm-hmm. Now we know Martin Luther King got people throwing it at him. Let's stop playing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but
hell yeah, when we was watching that.
I mean, come on, man. Let's be honest. But the thing is that it was one of those things where it wasn't everybody's business.
Right.
And if you handled it in your household.
Right.
And it just didn't get out there. Right. So one thing I actually heard, it was always, don't make me look like a fool now.
Yeah.
Because I know you skirting around, but don't make me look like a fool. Don't make it come back on me.
Yeah, me.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Right. I've had a conversation with an elder, and the elder literally told me, hey, I see y'all running in these streets acting a fool, but make sure whatever you do outside don't come back to your house.
Don't come back to me. I'm telling, man, come on, man.
I've heard I've had an elder tell me that.
I believe it because, like I said, I thank God that I was raised in a family that my grandparents and great grandfather was still living, and my uncles and aunts and cousins that are passed on, that passed in the late 80s, early 90s. I heard that talk.
Yeah.
I heard those conversations.
Yeah.
And that, like he said, it was one of those things where it was like, don't let that come back to me.
Right.
I don't care
you
what
can do
you're
your
doing.
dirt, but make sure it don't come back.
Don't let it find its way back to me.
Right.
I mean, and like I said, it was just that. It was that era. It was that time. That's what people did. I mean, even going to the hospital, people didn't talk about their health situation. That just wasn't something you talked about. Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, if I go to the doctor and they ask me about my past, I'm like, they didn't. I grew up in a time where they didn't speak about that.
Right.
They weren't gonna tell you if I'm already stage 3 breast cancer or
they just pass away quietly.
Exactly. They're not gonna tell you their business. And my grandfather was the same way. He's not gonna tell you. No, it's none of your business. And I think in their mind it was like, I don't want you to think that I'm becoming a burden. I don't want you to worry about these things because I'm old now. I'm passing. So it was just the time that I grew up and I experienced. So to H-Rap's point, when he said, I've heard exactly the same thing. Hell, I've heard church members say the same thing.
Yeah.
Old saints. I mean, it was just that age, that era, that what had been handed down and crossed over. So I had heard that.
Yeah. What's up, Golden? You got the Avi picture and everything.
Man, Golden out here shining. We see you.
You see you, family.
Yeah.
The show, and I appreciate it. Williams Way.
Yeah, that's my nephew. Yeah, man. We, when me and his daddy, we didn't have to sit down and talk to him.
Hey, it's just what it is, man.
It ain't. We don't do that,
And I think, and that's what I appreciated about our family reunions when I was growing up. I mean, there were times where you sitting over there with we had cousins. I had a cousin named Uncle ES. To this day, I don't know what ES stood for. You had Uncle ES. Uncle ES had all the knowledge.
Uncle June, but you don't know what his real name was, though.
We don't know what his real name was, but he Uncle ES. He over there sitting under the tree. It's just one of those things where you just, and like I said, I could go back to this day and relive, even knowing that their cancer was going to take them, even though death was going to take them, I would replay it again because I just appreciated those moments being raised by those elderly people. And just, in my head, I had no sense of time, so I thought they would live forever.
Yeah.
And the bigger point too is that they had their stuff in order.
Absolutely.
You wasn't having to go around and collect money. They had their stuff in order.
No, it was already in order. Yeah, it was already brass and tacks.
So the difference between then and now is that people don't have their stuff in order.
Hey, to
scramble for money sometimes.
Ben's point, I'm just gonna say this real quick, H-Rap. I mean, even with my grandfather, when he would pay bills, my grandfather is sitting down at the table, rotary phone on the wall. He got the billing account. He got the water bill laid out. He's not having to walk away to go get a pen, go get a pencil, or the thing is that he was ready to do business and get it over with.
Yeah, my mother was like that, man. But like you said, you talked. I'm not gonna knock people who don't have their stuff in order now.
Right.
Yeah. Not his father just texted me. The reason I'm not gonna, you should have your things in order. Don't get me wrong. Right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say, hey man, you should have your stuff in order.
It's not gonna be feasible.
It's not gonna be perfect.
The reason it was easier for them though is because they had actual Black insurance agencies.
Right.
See, the insurance man was a door-to-door guy.
Right.
Back then. So it was, I'm not saying that it's not easy today, but it's easier to trust the insurance man.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll give you that.
When you know Mr. Ben, when you know Mr. Ben is coming, when you know Mr. Wilkes is coming.
Right.
Right.
You know,
and nowadays, you may not really know that person. You could just be doing it through your job or whatever. You don't know the actual person or the insurance agent, So I hear you with that.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that it's just a different world, man. And even though we way off the beaten path, but
that's what we do.
Oh yeah, but I just say, like with Wilkes' granddad, right?
Mm.
Wilkes' granddad was a situation to whereas my mom, I jokingly say my mom kind of ruined me.
Yeah.
By teaching me that stuff. My mother taught me how to balance a checkbook in like 5th grade.
Right, because in their mind, they're already light years ahead of us. They're thinking, but they don't realize, one day the check may fade out. But guess what?
Fade out.
It's still, you need that.
Yeah, you do.
They want you to be
but it kind of ruined me academically because now I'm in math class looking at algebra like, this ain't got a damn thing to do with balancing the checkbook.
Right.
So I was like, what do I need this for? Pi. 3.14, even though I can still read it to this day.
Why do I have to do on one side what I have to do to the other side?
It's like this one in the checkbook last night.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It makes you look at life way different.
Yeah. But I think also then they were more so thinking about when I leave, I don't want them scrambling, or I don't want them fighting over, I want the stuff in order, which I mean,
it works that way.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I mean that's one thing. To Ben's point, that's one thing I always heard my grandmother say was, and my father even said it too. But my grandmother's like, you know where the insurance is, you know what this is, where it's located, and blah blah blah, and all, and you know who to call if something happens.
Right.
My grandmother was. I think they knew, they just prepared for that part of their life. And that's all I heard as a kid growing up. Yeah. So that's why I said, I mean, I love those moments, even with the pain of loss and cancer that came in. I would replay it again to this day because it was just one of those things where it's like, I'll never forget that. I don't know if you guys saw that show that me and Doc did, but it was just like, like I was telling him, my grandmother always said, if you do it right the first time, you don't have to go back and redo it. And I literally, I was like, I can literally hear my grandmother still saying that today if I goof something up. Because
I bet you I can even quote your grandmother. Don't half-ass do nothing.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
My mom. I would be like, well, you want me to, because I was thinking to myself, you want me to do a full ass?
Right.
I never said that out loud because I would have got jacked up.
Something that was instilled in them, and they passed it on. And you thinking in your mind, you're like, "What do you mean?" But then when it happens and they're passed on and they've been removed from this earth, you're like, "God dang it!"
Hey, man, you just made me think about something with my mother before she passed. I was my mother's sole healthcare provider, and like Will said, it was the worst of time. It was a bittersweet time in my life.
Right.
And once I was in the basement because I was living in my mom's bed. I left my house. I was living in my mom's basement, going up and down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point I was watching TV. I said, we had an intercom. I think because I had installed an intercom. I said, hey, Ma, you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm cool. I said, oh, okay. I was just checking on. She said, yeah, I'm finishing that book. So I'm like, book? I'm like, oh, she writing a book about her life. So I run up the stairs. I said, hey, Ma, you writing a book? She's like, yeah, that book you told me about. I was like, I told you about, because we had just talked about something when I was 10. Actually, the reason we on the air now. I said, I told you to write a book. She was like, yeah, you was about 11. Maybe she was like, maybe even 13. I was like, I remember that. She said, you remember that time I told you to do something and you got mad and closed your door and said, write a book.
Oh,
He's like, if it wasn't so funny, I'd have killed you. But it was
right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll let you make it.
Yeah.
I was like, and I remember that day. I was like,
I'm telling you, man, it was just
and all the answers. Write a book.
It's those bittersweet moments.
My exact words were, since you got all the answers, write a book, create the world.
Yeah,
that sounds like
those moments, man. You can't. Those moments are golden.
Yeah, or you don't know what the word is. Go look it up in the dictionary. How am I find it? Don't even know what.
Man, please. Trust me, I've done that many a time.
One of them.
Look it up.
Yeah, go look it up. You don't know.
I don't even know how to spell it. I don't even know what to spell it.
I don't know what to say. Go look it up.
But we I'm sure we've all said these same things.
Oh yeah,
to our kids.
Because it's one of those things. Like I said, it's passed on. So trust me, when my daughter, here's the funny thing is, I think back to when I was a kid, when my grandparents, my mom, my dad, but more so raised with my grandparents, they would tell me, "Go find this," and I'm looking for it. Well, I'm looking for it the way I look for it. I don't see it.
Right.
So my daughter is in the refrigerator. Look, I'm like, you don't see. There's more than 3 shelves in the refrigerator. I'm gonna need you to find this. You only looking in one spot.
Right.
So it was those moments when I would hear my grandparents say, "It was like, man, if it was a snake, it would have bit you." I'm like, yeah, you ain't looking. I mean, it's like because in a kid's mind, you're looking for it to jump out at you, right? You're not thinking, look somewhere else. So, and I hear myself saying it to my daughter, and I'm like, man, I can hear my grandfather, I can hear my grandmother. It's just those things that resonate with you, and you don't realize. You stop, you're like, man, you sound like your mom. I'm like, man, you sound like your dad. It's just, it carries with you because it's like you don't get it then, but once light years later, it's like
it clicked.
Really?
You ain't looking hard enough.
Wilkes, I'm 5'10". Do you know? It was 2 weeks before my 26th birthday before I realized I was 5'10".
Right. It's like you don't get it. It is
no. I didn't realize I was this height until I was 26 because my mother. I used to literally pray to God to be taller than my mother. She 5'6".
Yeah.
So my mother used to make me a sweet potato pie every year for my birthday.
Yeah.
I like cake, but I'm not really a cake guy.
Yeah.
So that situation you just explained, she had the carnation milk in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
To get the carnation milk off the middle shelf.
Right.
And I'm in there. I'm 26 years old though.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
It's right there. So she reaches in and gets the milk.
And holds it.
And I see the top of her head. She say, see, just like you said. She said, see.
They gonna show it to you.
That's what she said, little boy.
Right.
She stands up. And I still see the top of her head. I say,
still a little boy.
Man.
You're still a little boy.
Right. Yeah. I say, man, Ma, you got gray hair. She said, I raised you.
Right.
So I go lay down in my room.
Yeah.
I said, man, you kept the room exactly where it was. She said, no, that's my room. I said, no, you kept my trophies. She said, you didn't pay for any of those trophies.
Right.
And then I realized, I said, wait a minute.
Right.
That was the top of her head.
Right.
So I go stand next to her. I say, she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm taller than you. She said, Brian, you've been taller than me
for a long time.
Yeah, I was like,
for a minute now.
It's those moments that come back. Yeah, they come back to you and they hit you like, wow, wait a minute.
Here you go, right here.
Man, come on, man.
Yes, indeed.
Man, Thanksgiving right there, baby. Thanksgiving right there.
Yeah.
Baby, Thanksgiving right there, baby.
That's that can I picked up, man.
Yeah, got to make them pies. Got to whip them pies up.
Boy,
I'm telling you, yeah, man. It resonates. I mean, it's funny how it comes back to you. And like I said, I know we're way off the path, but it's just those things that linger and they carry on. And then when you're repeating them or saying them to somebody, you're like, it's like you can hear that echo. Or I know for me, I don't know how to speak. I don't speak for anybody else. But when I do certain things, I can literally hear my grandfather's voice, my grandmother's voice, even my mom's voice, but more so because my grandparents were living when I was coming up, because my mom was a teen. She was a teen mom at 16. So you definitely had the grandparents involved or the parents involved. So it was like I can literally hear. I mean, I even roll my eyes. I don't even say anything. I just roll my eyes and I'd be like, because I can hear that voice. Because I can hear the voice.
That voice in your head.
I told my children, they were about like 12 and 16, and they're 4 years apart.
Yeah.
And I told them, I said, hey, let me tell you this. And he's like, what? I said, I know y'all thinking, shut your fat ass up. And they laughed.
Right.
I said, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
The worst thing in the world is to hear my voice, and I'm not standing there.
Hey, guess what? It's funny, H-Rap, you said that. Because my grandmother would always, here's what I'm going to tell you the truth. My grandmother would always say this, whether she was in health or bad health.
Mm-hmm.
She said, you're not going to understand it now, and I can tell by your body language. But when I'm dead and gone, you're going to get it. Oh, H-Rap, to this,
don't get it.
Literally, to this day. Literally, to this day. To this day.
To this day.
Hey, and she was. I mean, even from her hospice bed, or whether she was in full health, my grandmother would lay there and chastise you, whether she was, like I said, whether she was studying her Sunday school lesson, or she was watching somebody on. She would tell you, "I know you don't want to hear it, because I can tell by your body language."
Yep.
But when I'm dead and gone, you're going to remember it. You're going to get it. Well, man, let me tell you.
They looking to the future. They knew.
Hey, let me tell you, man. That's why I always say our kids are like their messages to the future, because it's just one of those things where it's like this is passed on. And just like with my son, and I say it all the time, and I bring up Andre most times on the show, it is satisfaction, and I really don't even care about the satisfaction, honestly, now that I say it. When my son calls me and tells me, Dad, I see what you're talking about.
Right.
Son, I'm not trying to tell you anything that's going to disable you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only trying to tell you something that's going to better you.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you anything that's going to hold you back. I'm not kidding you. Now, I'm glad you're getting it now while I'm alive, and even if I'm gone, this is for your benefit. I've done my run. My run is done.
Right.
This is on you, man. This is on you.
Yeah. This is for you now to live out. To live it out and walk
it with it. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. All right. What's love got to do with it? But on the Fourcast, we touch it at every different angle, and whatever way we end up going into, we could talk about it. We could dive into it. We could break down movies and films like you never seen before, a completely different way. All right, so let's get to some final thoughts. And Mike, the rating. What were you rating it before tonight, and what are you rating it now? So we're gonna go to Wilkes first.
Hey, I have to say I've watched this movie so many times, but it's maybe the fourth time. And even in that third time, well, let me back up. The first time, it shouldn't have been as funny as it was.
Right, exactly.
The second time, I was kind of like, I don't think Tina really like that too funny. But
yeah,
and then watching it to review it, it was just like, damn, it was kind of uncomfortable. I was like, damn, I hear
yeah, like whoa, man. Man, when he reached back and he was going like this, I was like, whoa.
You gonna wiggle it? I was like,
that's the one that got me.
Hey, I mean, man,
I was putting in work, man. He was doing some boxing training for real.
I didn't really have a rating for this movie when I came into it because I've seen it in this when I'm watching it, but from I guess not really a documentary, but I guess from a biopic.
Yeah, type of way.
I'd have to give it a 4, I guess. I really have to give it a 4 because I have to honestly say at the end of that movie, which I've never really realized, that I Don't Want to Fight Anymore song. I believe that's the name of it. Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
That song right there, man, it is a underlining to like, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't want to keep doing this same cycle.
Yeah, you can't hurt me anymore. Whatever you do, I don't care.
Right. She was over it. I mean, she even said that in the interview. I think they had an interview with her and Ike, and she was just like the most carefree. Like she's like, I'm beyond that.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the back of the limo where she was like, "That's all you got."
Yeah,
So
and that probably took him back. Like, whoa, she's not playing this game anymore. Right.
I mean, that song, I don't really want to fight anymore. I mean, I didn't hear it the same at that age, and as young as I was, but listening to it today and hearing, like, there's pain in those lines.
Yeah.
But there's also retribution and there's healing in those lyrics. So, I mean, I give it a 4, but I mean, Tina's gonna always have a special place in my heart because Tina was definitely talked about and played in my house growing up as a kid. So I have to give it a 4. But it stung a little bit different because now that she's passed on.
Yeah,
that song definitely. I mean, even looking at that video of her, it's like, man, this woman is free from that.
Mm-hmm.
Even in death, she has accomplished what she needed to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's that song of her. I mean, you can take any song she's done, but that I really don't want to fight anymore. That song right there, it is the emote to like, I'm free from this. Even in death, I'm free from this life because I don't have to face that anymore. So I have to give it a 4. Sorry to take up all that time, but
you good. All right.
With me, I started at like a 3.5, and then I moved up to 4 after watching it again because I watched it as a 20-year-old person. Like we were being facetious about it initially, and then as a 50-year-old man, you watch it and you go, "Good grief, this was jacked up.
This was brutal."
Oh, Troy, it was uncomfortable when I was like, ooh.
Yeah, man. When you watch it as an adult, you go,
it's like, damn,
man, this Joker, man. And it's kind of sad, man.
Yeah.
It just makes you realize the world that you live in is ugly, man. It's
it's hurt people.
Ugly world, man.
It's hurt people hurting people.
Yeah. And this is a ugly, vicious world to the point where people will tolerate the abuse of women, and it's an accepted situation. Yeah. So, you start off like I said in the 20, like I ain't gonna lie, that shaking of the hand. I remember being at the movies going, good grief. But it was still kind of like, I ain't gonna lie, I submitted to peer pressure because I laughed. Yeah. People sit around and initially, I'm telling you, I remember where we were at Lincoln Park and we were talking about this, and then, cats started laughing. And I laughed like, yeah, that was funny. And I was thinking, that wasn't funny, man.
Right. It's like, what am I doing? Like,
right. And, I ain't trying to act like I'm some kind of domestic violence advocate or something, but I am a person.
We get it. Yeah.
As an older man, I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's
hard. Yeah.
It's hard to watch. And
she went through a lot. I mean, that rape scene, I almost couldn't look. I almost just couldn't. I'm like, wow.
Hey, I have to say, man, these women out here that like to be choked and stroked. I don't know, man. That may be the Ike. I don't know what's going on, man.
Man, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, that was pain. That was
rough. That was rough.
I remember that scene,
but it was rough.
Watching it now, it was like, wow. You start to think about your mom, your daughter,
right?
Cousin.
I'm like, oh shit.
You think about
I didn't succumb to peer pressure. Because I remember watching it that day again. I'm thinking of the cat who was laughing. Man, that was funny. I'm like, no way.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, watching it again,
funny, y'all. Even then, I was like,
it was pretty uncomfortable, man. Well, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, is this what's really going on right now?
Yeah.
Right. And at that time, we talking about I only had, it depends on what time of year it was. I didn't even have any children at that point. Because this came out in 93.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If this was pre-September, I ain't even have any children, but I remember the
And
cat
and,
who was
and
saying it.
here's the crazy thing. They're showing this to us in school.
They showed this in school?
Yeah, you know those days where Friday, whatever.
Movie day, right?
Movie day, yeah.
Yeah, we watching this in school.
Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
not the right one to play in school.
This ain't it.
Nah, this ain't it.
It wasn't it, but damn.
You should have played Food of the Gods again.
Hey, I'm telling you, when I watched it again, I was just like, I was anticipating that scene in the recording booth because I was just like,
I was waiting on it, but it still didn't give it any justice. Even though I knew it was coming, it was still hard.
Yeah, it was still in my mind every time I watched it. Like it was uncomfortable, bro. I was just like, man, come on.
I was looking like, and I watched it by myself, and I'm looking left to right, like, damn, I don't even know. I look at this anymore.
Right, like what? Like what's happening right now?
Yeah, I'm not sure this is, but I hated Ike when he pulled her out the hospital after she had that baby. He was still sick. Yeah, he
didn't care, man.
He was like the next level jerk.
Right. He didn't care, man. Yeah, I need you on the stage.
I need this money. I mean, we need this money.
I was like, I just gave birth, man, and I might
and then the other part when they were getting ready to go on stage, and she was just, I just don't feel good. He was like, yeah, you what did he say? Right. He was like, yeah, you a failure or something. You biggest.
You motherfucker. Yeah, you motherfucker. Yeah, sorry, motherfucker. I'm like, damn.
You sorry. I made it. I worked all, and he basically pressured her to get on stage.
Oh, pretty much.
Wasn't feeling. I think that was after the baby or not.
Yeah, he guilt tripped her into that.
Yeah. But yeah. So, Ike, they had some things at the end. Ike was later arrested on drug-related charges, served some time in prison. What's Love hit #1. Tina's first solo album won 4 Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year. And then Tina become one of the top recording artists, touring all over the world, which I know she had a lot of love.
She was killing it. I mean, they said she was bigger than the Rolling Stone in some parts of the UK.
Yeah.
And
she got more love there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, she's, you know what? The funny thing is, like, even during her passing, they said, unfortunately, like the United States, she just could not feel or tour like that. But overseas, she was a mega star. I mean, she's bigger than Rolling Stone.
Australia, they did her dance, that whole rocking back and forth. That's their national dance.
Wow.
The day she passed, they stopped and they said millions of people were in the street doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
And to think about what she went through when they went through the divorce, and she was like, I don't want anything but my name.
Yeah, I just want that name. That's all I need.
Because I work hard for that. But that just tells you, like, wow, she didn't want any of the material stuff. When Ike was like, yeah, I want all my jewelry, I want all this. And he still, in that time, he visited her in the dressing room, and he came with the gun, like, you can't leave me. You thought this was over with. She was like, what you gonna do?
Man, I don't give a shit about you. Try it again.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, try it again, bro.
No, I can't front. I still do that. My daddy's blood is on that name. Me and my son do that.
Yeah.
He
one-liners, man.
My daddy's blood on that name.
Yeah. Hey, man.
But man, she lived through that. They went their separate ways. And she even let him have the royalties. Now I'm assuming that was on her past stuff.
She ain't give him no. That's Ike.
I mean, I have to say, when I was growing up, now I will say this: growing up, I wasn't introduced to Ike and Tina. I mean, my grandfather mentioned them a few times, and we had a vinyl. But I mean, coming into the 80s and 90s, Tina was it.
Yeah,
I mean, she was on fire, man. I mean, she was touring like Beyonce's touring. I mean, she was.
Yeah, she was Beyonce. She was Janet before Janet.
Yeah, she was doing it. I mean, Tina. I mean, she honestly, Tina went across from rock to blues to kind of popish. I mean, she was doing it. I mean, she was killing it.
Yeah, and then she what was I going to say? Yeah, so there's Cruella. I'm going off on a tangent, but it's a version of like 101 Dalmatians, but it's a Disney.
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
gives
It's just
Cruella,
about Cruella. Yeah.
that soundtrack has 2 Ike and Tina songs on it.
Oh really? Wow, I
Yeah,
didn't know.
interesting enough. It's kind of a I guess a British type album, so it's got different BGs. It's a really good soundtrack. But
Yeah, wow.
I mean, when you listen to those tracks now, when I think about it, you watch this movie. I mean, that was some good music.
Yeah, because I mean, look at the when they were in London. I mean, they even showed like I think she was there with the Rolling Stone, and supposedly her and Mick Jagger became like the best of friends.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ike was putting them in those mega spots. It's just that then, of course, he started getting jealous, which we didn't touch on that.
Yeah,
he started getting jealous because people wanted to start. Oh, we only want to record with Tina. I'm like, that voice of hers, we think we have something that she could use. So
it was so strong. Her voice was so strong and powerful. But that goes to, like you said, what's that pain that she was singing through.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I will never hear that song, even if I play it tonight, and I'll never hear that song the same way again because it's just even in death. That song is still her. It's like her declarance of I have defeated that. I survived it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want that toxicity. Like that song. Oh man, I hear it differently now with her passing, and even after watching that movie. But yeah, it's gonna always sound different because you can just like, hey, we can sleep on it tonight. I don't want to fight no more. I'm over this. I'm done with it. Like, I don't care who's wrong or right. That's that line right there.
Right.
I don't care who's wrong or right. I just want out of this.
Yeah. And she pretty much had a split second to get away because he fell asleep. And she was like, look,
she said he was.
I can stay here and clean myself up and keep doing this, or I can. So,
absolutely, man.
Yeah, I had a 3.5, but I'm gonna give it a 4. So we got a 4 across the board.
Yeah.
But this definitely hit different.
Oh,
that's why I love doing these. This month we're doing because we've seen all these films. Just watching it now, it gives you a different perspective. And again, the range of
Mr. Fishburne.
Right.
Hey, back then he was Larry Fishburne.
Larry, right.
Yeah, Larry Fishburne. That's right. Yeah.
But they both of them killed this role. I mean, you were watching this like, this isn't Ike and Tina, but dang, it was Ike and Tina. Like, so whatever work they put in, I'm sure they put in a lot of pre-work, and Tina was probably on the set.
Oh, I'm sure. And which that interview that I was talking about last week, how he said, he didn't take the role for Wild Wild West, but he talks about, they asked him that question about what's love got to do with it. He said he wanted Angela Bassett. Like, if she was going to play it, he was going to be on.
He was all in. Wow.
Yeah, he was all in.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's probably from maybe Boys in the Hood. Because like I said, I had no time of recollection of when these movies came out. So with them being reunited, he said, if she's going to play Tina, I gotta be right there because it's like it's like even the funny thing is even with Boys in the Hood, that didn't really I don't think that shot her career off. I think What's Love Got to Do with it, or maybe Waiting to Exhale, but
she didn't have a huge role. She was the mom, but
she said she didn't give any roles for like 6 years after What's Love Got to Do with it.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what I'm saying. You would think that movie would have like shot it to the top.
Yeah.
Because to me, that is like the only other extension of Tina to me. Like, because she played that role and Tina chose her. If Tina blessed her enough to play her, it's like, man, Angela is Tina. Like, to my, just in my head.
Yeah, in my head too.
Yeah.
I affiliate her face with Tina more than Tina's face.
Yeah, right. That's true.
Exactly.
And those strong like arms and shoulders, and I mean, nobody else could have played that.
Because even if I see Tina Turner and I listen to Tina Turner, I immediately think about Angela Bassett.
Right. I don't think about
Angela
her
Bassett
face.
played. Yeah, it's just how it clicks like that. But yeah, no, I get it.
She was in another classic too, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Oh yes,
Evil Ed. No.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Yes, she is.
Nick
too,
Ashford.
Yeah. Right.
Nick Ashford in Brooklyn.
Exactly. He basically took his own image.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, basically, and copied it.
Yeah, looking like
But coming up the next 2 weeks, we're going to continue Laurence Fishburne Month deep cover next week, and the Tuskegee Airmen on the 30th. We got, believe we'll have a Queen, 3 and King tomorrow. Not sure what the topic will be, but what's coming up on End of the Bench tomorrow?
That's what I was looking at. It's called Prepare for War. I actually have everything laid out. I'll talk about how what's his name? Ed Burke. Ed Burke is on the attack, and he's attacking affirmative action at all levels. We have to understand that affirmative action is not only, you get an opportunity at a job, it's academically, and affirmative action could eventually affect NIL. Because why would you be able to get this opportunity and not me?
Right.
So these are things that we have to be aware of, and this is why we must stay engaged. Understand this. We spoke about this. Affirmative action was really truly only in effect for 14 years. JFK put it in play, and then in 78 they took it away. So you're talking about 250 plus years. 250 years. This is a 250 year head start that we're talking about. And people, and I'm gonna talk about how we need to have racial racial qualifiers. So many people need to be in this position.
Right.
We need to get to that. And see, we've been bamboozled into believing that that's a bad thing. No, we do need to have racial quotas. Racial quotas are a necessary evil in a country that has built its back on discriminating against disadvantaged people. People who are darker skinned.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
So we need racial quotas. The second thing is we need to adapt our learning procedures because, and ironically, Wilkes touched on it earlier. At one point, we thought checks would be around forever.
Right.
So, just think, we were talking about 100 years ago. Our grandparents were washing their clothes on rocks 100 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So just imagine, we continue to say these kids, we wagging a finger at these kids, but it was this sister, Coach Tony. Coach Tony, if you have anybody who's watching this program or in the future when you watch it, look up Coach Tony on TikTok or Instagram. Coach Tony has an album on iTunes, and she taught a 3-year-old her multiplication tables, and it's not like 5, 10, 15, 20.
Right.
She has a chart, and she's going 5.
Yeah.
5 times 40. And she just went through the whole thing, So she went through the whole chart, and it's a 3-year-old. The girl could barely talk, but she know her multiplication tables, and she thought it taught her through music. And I'm gonna touch on how music touches a portion of your brain that no matter, even if you don't want to know it, you will learn it through music. And talk about how just because, and it was a school in Harlem in which they put the curriculum to music and it's a test, a standardized test in New York. You can get straight A's, fail that standardized test, you not get your diploma. Yeah. But they put a lot of the kids fail, they put it to music, all the kids pass. So I'm gonna talk about that. And then I'm gonna talk about Lance Murphy and Barbara Hills High School in Bellevue, Texas. How they have this young brother who has been doing in-school suspension for months, and he won't come out of in-school suspension until November. And they're trying to put him in one of those alternative schools. Yeah, I'm talking about that. And this is why the people who are in control, they keep feeding out these morons with no answers. What have the Democratic Party done for you? the question I continue to ask is, what if we ask the Democratic Party to do?
Right, because we put those people in place.
Yeah, I can't say, hey, Wilkes, you're gonna get elected, and then never ask you to do anything.
Right.
You get mad when I don't have any results.
Right. I don't think people understand how government really works. And it definitely starts on a local level. It's like you're putting these people in place to be your voice and represent when they move up and get to the White House or the Senate or whatever the case is. You chose this people to talk about your issues that are bugging you.
But we don't ever give them issues.
Why do you think they hold town hall meetings during the day?
Right.
But we don't even do that. We don't even say, forget the town hall meeting, Wilkes. We don't say, hey, Wilkes, I need to show up at 8:30 every week.
Right.
We just go, he'll be here eventually.
He'll be here. Thank you.
He know what time we start. No, Wilkes, be here at 8:30.
Right. Thank you.
And that's what I'm talking about.
We don't hold their feet to the fire. That's the thing. And then we get mad. Oh, man, he ain't doing nothing.
When they don't do what they don't assume what we want.
Right. Exactly.
And I use that on.
Yeah, because then you'll get the politicians on the news talking about, well, I just think the American people. What American people? Which one American people are you talking about?
Yeah, who you talking about?
Right.
Which American people are you talking about?
Right.
We complain about the LGBTQ. We complain about the migrants.
Yeah.
They got what they want. Okay, what did you want?
Right.
They know. And I use that as an example. I say, going forward, men, the next time your woman tell you, you know what's wrong with me, you think about that when you talk about the
Right.
You know how that drives you up the wall?
See how well that goes.
Right. You hate it when your woman go, you should know. Well,
right.
When you tell a politician, that's how he feels. So
thank you. Exactly. Pretty much.
So, yeah,
because I would do whatever I want to up here.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna do whatever I want because y'all not gonna ask me anything. But the LGBTQ, the Latino Alliance, they have a game plan.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, they have.
Follow through.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
We listening to and this has nothing to do with the program, but we listening to rappers and things like that. And this is one thing. It's two things that I definitely disagree with. Our great ancestor Malcolm X says. Malcolm X says we the only people that have celebrities speaking up for us, and we are. But when you're in the midst of a war, it's all hands on deck.
Right. I need everybody.
Yeah, you need everybody. Yeah.
Right. You need everybody.
And everybody plays a different role.
Exactly. And another thing that I don't like that Malcolm X, one of my favorite people in history, and I understood metaphorically what he meant, but we have too many people taking it literally when he talk about the house nigga and the field nigga. Yeah. And the house nigga say you at the river. But nah, because it was Yoruba women who poisoned James Madison and killed him. And they went in the house.
Right.
And then who you think was snitching on those slave revolts? Field niggas, because they were the only people out there in the house.
It's all what
y'all say. I understood the construct, but some people don't have the forward thinking to get past that. So, and you're a house nigga. Yeah, you a field nigga. You snitched on me before.
Yeah, chill out, man. Go ahead.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So, it's just we as a community. Right. We need to get it together instead of complaining, and it's a lot of people who I like what they have to say. But I like this week, I lost a lot of respect for Boyce Watkins. You supposed to be a finance dude, Boyce, Dr. Boyce Watkins. And you did a whole 30 minutes on Jada Pinkett. I'm like,
is he on Urban View?
No. He on Urban Facebook.
Yo, and they didn't sound familiar, but I know there's somebody that talks about finances on Urban View, but I can't.
Oh, that's
he on the weekends.
Yeah, that's
can't think of that.
AC Green.
Yes. Hey man, I've learned some stuff from that segment on. Hey, Urban View, man, don't sleep if you got satellite radio, man.
Man, if you don't have it, pay you the $10. Pay
Pay
the
it for
$10 to
Urban
get the
View.
app, man.
Just for Urban View, man. Urban View.
I don't even listen, dude. I haven't left Urban. I forgot I have the maximum package, and I got.
Yeah, there's no need to. There's no need to.
I forgot. I'm like,
there's no need. There's no man. Urban View. Oh my, Karen Hunter. Oh,
Karen Hunter.
The
Daniel Davis.
There's no. Yeah. There's no need.
Man, she's super dope. I like her. Man.
Urban View. If you've got Sirius XM, satellite radio, whatever you want to call it, the Urban View alone is
126.
Yes, sir. Leave it right there. Leave it right there.
I don't move it.
Yeah. Urban View is hot, man.
Hey, I want to tell you, hey, before we go, let's end the show. Before we go, I want to tell y'all this story about Jim Brown.
in the background, or you want to tell us?
In the background. We can't. I can't tell the story on air.
Yeah, you gotta go, man. Cut it, man. You gotta cut it,
man. Yeah. We can't. I can't tell. I can't put this out.
Yeah. All right. So we got the next 2 weeks. You can see it at the bottom, and go ahead and close us out.
Let's go, Cowboys.
They did win.
I mean, I knew they was gonna beat San Diego.
Barely.
I mean,
barely, but they won.
I keep saying San Diego.
Yeah.
But y'all already know, man. It's the middle of the month. I'm saving up for the first of the month. So if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God. God. Can't tell you, Phyllis. I can't tell you.
Man, what you saying to me?
Yeah, right. So I want to hear it. All right.
Say it like I told you.
We'll see y'all next week. Peace.